We do these impromptu special podcasts and special videos for moments like these. The day before or the day of the trade deadline is like Christmas morning for NBA fans. Kyrie gets traded to the Mavs. We see at 2 a.m. KD's traded to the Phoenix Suns. Give me some instant reactions before we dive deep into this.
The West ain't sweet anymore, Ja. The West ain't sweet anymore. Huge moves across the overnight, actually. Woke up to the news this morning. KD is a Phoenix Sun, teaming up with Devin Booker and CP0 rings out in Phoenix. Should be a good one. I hope he gets there in time to party for the Super Bowl festivities this weekend. Should be a fun one.
Yeah, absolutely. My first thought that came to mind was that Kyrie was not the problem. Everyone in the media saying Kyrie, he's a cancer to the team. What did we see in a span of 1.5 years? We saw James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant all demand trades from Brooklyn. What was going on behind the scenes? What was happening in the organization, in the front office that wanted these stars to get out so badly? That's my first initial reaction. But let's hop into the trade itself, Cam. Suns now are in the 5 seed. KD doesn't come back until after the All-Star break. Talk to me about the Suns' chances in a bloodbath of a Western Conference.
I mean, this starting lineup can run with any five in the NBA regardless. I mean, you're starting Chris Paul, Devin Booker, either Torrey Craig, but probably TJ Warren at the three, KD at the four, and then Ayton at the five. Depth is definitely going to be an issue with this team. I mean, other than the bench, you got Torrey Craig and Landry Shamet was the only players I recognize from the bench. And I know almost every NBA player, or at least a good portion of them. So a little concerning there. Obviously, they'll be fine when KD gets back, but Devin Booker is going to have to keep this team afloat from now on, from then until he gets back. Obviously, you lose some help on the defensive end with Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges both gone. So Torrey Craig and TJ Warren. I think TJ Warren actually is a little underrated piece of this trade. Good sized defender for him, can guard multiple positions. Going to have to replace the drop off in production from Mikal and Cam, obviously. So glad they got him as well in the trade. KD, I mean, we know who KD is. So he's going to get his. It's just about keeping them alive until they get back.
Yeah, so Kyrie Irving, I watched some of that game last night. He was playing phenomenal for a debut on a team. And in the post-game press conference, they asked him about KD and what happened because they broke the news right after the game happened. And Kyrie said, Kevin Durant and I have been talking about this since year one. Since year one, we've had discussions internally that we don't know if this is the team we want to end up on and have our future be with. What that meant is that Kyrie never left KD hanging, and this was my thought all along. They're too good of friends. Let's say we're both doing something, we're both in an organization, and I have no communication with you, I just drop out. No, there had to have been some type of internal talks behind the scenes. That's exactly what happened. Now, Woj on ESPN said earlier today that Kevin Durant, after the Kyrie trade, told the Brooklyn Nets organization, if you can get a deal done with Phoenix, do it. And wow, Joe Tsai and the Brooklyn Nets front office did it. John Morant, like you said, Cam, the West is not sweet anymore. Talk to me about the Grizzlies and all the trash talk that this team has been saying for the past months. And now they're not a top, what, 3, 4 team in the West. This is wild.
Yeah, definitely outside the top three. I mean, even with say take what you want with the Mavs, but you definitely got Denver ahead of you. You definitely got the Suns team when healthy, so going to be tough for the Grizzlies to really get their job done. I don't think they can beat a healthy Warriors squad either. I mean, we know how it is with Steph getting back into the playoff mode when that time rolls around. So Grizzlies, Lakers, especially, they're all going to be in trouble come playoff time.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're the Lakers and you're seeing this, pack it up. Pack it up till next season. Like, I can't believe I'm saying this, and I'll say it for YouTube. LeBron James is done winning NBA championships. The West is too loaded. If he was in the East, maybe the West is too loaded. I see Cam rejoicing to the heavens, man. But let's talk and transition to the Eastern Conference because this leaves a big gap in the top three teams. We have Cleveland, Milwaukee, Boston, Philadelphia. Those are the clear top teams. You've got to be happy if you're those teams saying the playoffs just got a little bit easier.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the real winner here is Cleveland, believe it or not. I mean, Milwaukee knows what to do when it comes to playoff time. You know what you're going to get from Giannis. If Chris Middleton can stay healthy, they're obviously dangerous up there with Boston, but this really clears a path for Cleveland to really have a chance to make a almost NBA finals type of run. They can definitely get to the Eastern Conference finals, but not having to go through KD regardless. I know they didn't play the way they usually do last year in the playoffs against Boston, but in a playoff series, you still don't want to see Kevin Durant. Every NBA fan can agree on that fact, regardless of your feelings for him. Even you would rather not play KD in a playoff series if you don't have to. So definitely opens it up more for the East. Philly, especially too, if they can stay healthy, definitely dangerous with Joel Embiid the way he's playing right now. So these playoffs, man, it's gonna be interesting.
And here's the funny part, man, because I feel like this is our time, Cam, to do our victory laps on TikTok, right? Because what were we saying in the past videos? You were especially saying, get rid of everybody. You are in NBA no man's land with Kevin Durant sitting in the 4 or 5 seed. You're not going to make it past the second round. Get rid of everything. And what are we seeing in the comments? People are saying delusional. The recency bias is astronomical. No, you have to be self-aware and you have to face reality as an NBA front office. I'm glad the Nets were able to do that, man. But let's talk about Kyrie a little bit because he had his debut for the Mavs. He goes for 24, and he had it. It was an efficient 24, and the ball wasn't forced to him. No Luka, and Kyrie was able to kind of just mesh with those other role players while Luka was on the bench. I think it was great. In the playoffs, we've noticed one thing, and that is you need two of the top five players in that series to win the series, right? Luka was able to do it against the Suns by himself. That's an outlier. Now the West is so loaded that truly Vegas is going to have the time of their lives trying to figure out championship title odds.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're exactly right. If the Mavs defense can hold up, we know how dangerous they are. I mean, people are wasn't sure if the ball movement would be okay with Kyrie and Luca, and obviously Luca didn't play the other night, so we've been yet to see that. But Kyrie knows how to play Robin. He's done it with LeBron. He's won with doing it as a Robin, and he's played with KD as well, where he's the number two option. I don't think Kyrie will really have that much of a problem fitting into Luca. I know Luca's more of a quote unquote guard, I guess, but he's still 6'9" and plays like KD and LeBron too. Is one of those more ball dominant guys. I don't think Kyrie will have a problem with, especially once Luca comes back healthy and ready to go.
I'm going to say this and be bold, and I'll put this on TikTok too. 2016 was the last great season that I truly think the NBA had, right? This one coming up, this playoffs coming up, could rival the 2016 NBA playoffs. There are so many teams. Cam, I'm going to give you this question and then I'll have a statement to end off on. Does CP3 finish with one ring before he gets out of the NBA?
I'm going to say yes, because you do have Kevin Durant under contract for 3 more years after this. Devin Booker signed that extension not too long ago, too. So as long as you have those two guys along with Aiton, that's a good big three, a good core big three to build around. I don't know if it's going to be this year, but I think they definitely get another ring either next year. I think the Suns will open up as either the title favorites or in the top three for sure.
And then before we got on out of here, there's one last thing I got to say before we head out. The Nets, Kyrie and KD left Ben Simmons for dead in Brooklyn. They saw Ben Simmons play for what, 2, 3 months, getting 0 points, not making free throws, being passive aggressive, not being passive aggressive, not being aggressive enough on the offensive side of the ball. And they said, nah, I'm not playing and attaching the rest of my career with that guy. I'm out of here. They both go west, and the NBA is better for it, man. Uh keep keeping up with us, subscribe, because we're not going to stop with all this content, man. This is just the beginning of what's going to be in a crazy NBA trade deadline. Wow. We'll see you guys next time. Wow. Peace.